July 22nd, 2012. Faith-Based Rusin Culture. I offered the following speech at the dedication of the bust of Father Alexander Duknovich at the Rusin Garden of the Cleveland Cultural Gardens. It is my pleasure to represent the various faith traditions of the Rusin people. We certainly must acknowledge the influence of the faith of those whom we honor today. The Rusin culture was integrally connected with the faith of the people, a family-oriented culture based on the spirituality and traditions of the Constantinopolitan churches, Greek Catholic and Orthodox. In 1939, my predecessor, Bishop Basil Takach, then Bishop for the Exarchate of Pittsburgh for the entire United States, blessed this garden site. Today I had the honor of blessing the most recent addition, the statue of Father Alexander Duknovich. Father Duknovich was a priest of the Greek Catholic Church in the Rusin homeland, a leader of both church-related and cultural dimensions. At the 1939 dedication, Father Joseph P. Hanulia, pastor of Holy Ghost Greek Catholic Church of Cleveland and president of the group that was to sponsor the garden, gave the opening address. This priest was zealous for both the spiritual needs of those entrusted to him and to the cultural heritage they identified with. Earlier, Father Hanulia and Mr. Eugene Mankiewicz co-sponsored the Rusin Elite Society, also called the Rusin Educational Association, to assure that the Rusin culture would not be usurped by cultures of larger populations. We must remember that only a few months earlier in 1939, the homeland had been occupied by Germany and Hungary under Nazi control. These men of faith knew that if the United States was to be a God-blessed, strong, unified force, the individual faith traditions as well as the cultures of its citizens had to be honored. This was why Bishop Takach urged those present and us, with all your attention to the culture of your ancestors, do not forget to be loyal to this our adopted country. As we gather to rededicate this garden, we thank God for the freedoms, religious and secular, afforded to us by this great country of many faith traditions and cultures.